That's item 9, and we've got Nikki Snowyank and William Jennings online. Thank you. Over to you.
Kia ora. Is that over to me, please, Madam Mayor? Kia ora, my name is Nikki Snowyank and I'm the Regional Conservation Manager for Forest and Bird, and I'm here with Will Jennings, our lawyer. And as the Mayor suggested, we are going to talk to agenda item 9, the Wairewa Reserve. I guess you probably know the background, that we've been to talk with the Deputy Mayor and the staff about our concerns, and we just wanted to speak today to reiterate those. I just want to stress the absolute ecological importance of the Wairewa Reserve, and which is detailed in the Council's own significant ecological site report, and also its relevance in terms of the wider Kaitoriti ecosystem, much of which has disappeared and some of it quite recently. So Forest and Bird is really concerned about further loss of ecosystems like this, especially in the coastal area and in the Canterbury, the Christchurch district. We think that our Forest and Bird recommends that any change in purpose of the reserve needs to strongly reflect a priority to protect and enhance the ecological values above all else for this reserve. And we have articulated that in a letter to staff and the Deputy Mayor, and we are concerned that our recommendation has not been included in the new proposed wording. Will is going to talk a little bit more to that and explain what our exact wording was and our frustrations with the process. So thanks very much for the opportunity to talk today, and we're happy to take any questions at the end. Kia ora. Will.
Hello. Yes, just wanted to speak to that. Forest and Bird understands that this land is designated by the council as a significant ecological area, and it's also, from our understanding, is the finest example of these ecological values in New Zealand. Forest and Bird has proposed some wording to the council, which was just to protect and enhance the ecological values present, because Forest and Bird understands the intention was to protect the land in the way that it has, to keep it protected, but the proposed wording put forward before the council today is a bit vague and ambiguous and could mean virtually anything. In Forest and Bird's mind, it doesn't actually protect the ecological values that are there. Forest and Bird considers that this decision, actually, with the wording proposed before the council today, isn't a medium significance, it's a high significance decision for the council. Forest and Bird considers that any decision that could reduce the protection of the land for these high values is a high significance to the wider community of Christchurch, and considers that the council should reassess the council's significance and engagement policy before it decides to pass the proposed wording before it today. Basically, and I've really got nothing further to add. Just happy to answer any questions along with Nikki.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions? Andrew, did you? Yes.
Thanks very much indeed for the presentation this morning, for coming along and speaking to us. So if the wording of the resolution was strengthened to include, as we discussed, reference to the ecological values and ecological significance of the site, and obviously providing a level of protection through that, presumably that's something that you would support, although what I'm hearing is a suggestion that we need to review the significance and engagement policy before making this decision, which is somewhat different than the changed wording that we've been discussing that I'd expected would be acceptable. I'm keen to get some further comment on that.
Yes, thank you, Deputy Mayor. Sorry, is everybody still there?
Yep, we are still here.
Yes, from Forest and Bird's perspective, it's the wording that's before the council today that makes it such a high importance risk, because if that wording was to be passed, then that would change, then that wouldn't actually protect the ecological values that are present on the site, Deputy Mayor. If the wording that Forest and Bird has put forward, which was simply to protect and enhance the ecological values present, that would reflect the current management of the land and as to what's been going on from what Forest and Bird understands with the land for the past few years, in order to get that status of such a fine example of the ecosystem there.
So, are you suggesting that we should remove the wording that talks about the social and cultural aspects of the land, or that we should simply add in the wording which you've requested to add to that paragraph 2 in the report?
From Forest and Bird's perspective, it would prefer to see social or cultural aspects of the land, of social or cultural aspects removed from that statement. The enhancement of the ecological or environmental values, the enhancement or protection.
All right, thank you. That's answered the question. Thank you.
It's very good. Look, thank you very much for making the time available to Zoom into the meeting. I know that it's not ideal in terms of engaging on these important issues, but thank you very much for going to all of this trouble for us. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye. Right, the next item on the